Hey guys, what is up? It is Alex here with an F1 2012 career mode video. This time we're at the Great Britain race and at Silverstone for my home Grand Prix. Now starting a lowly 18th or 17th, I can't really remember, right near the back of the field. And I did manage to out-qualify Senna, so I got through Q1. But I did only start 17th, as you can see there. So Ricciardo starts 16th, so it's not a great circuit for the Toro Rosso. You can see there, just turning my steering wheel to get used to the car, and yeah, getting away from the start line right here. And we're jumping at quite a few cars, using as much curves as possible to jump in and out of all the cars which are really slow off the start line. Now, as I know that the cars are very slow through the first couple of corners, I tried to make the most of it. You can see Grosjean there, guys swiping across here to get 12. Hulkenberg, just to make sure that we don't make contact there, up to 9th. 10th, I think that's Master on the inside of us there, then Raikkonen and Rosberg are side by side with us, and Webber's going slowly, so we're going to try and duck in his slipstream, try and get him. Maldonado stops, and we run wide, and we don't get Maldonado or Webber as we get sideways onto the Astra at the side of the track. Now Rosberg tries to go for the move round the inside, but we're going to try and keep it on the outside so we have the inside for the next corner, and we get that done. So we're just going to run out wide as the car has no grip whatsoever, so we're just going to turn in as much as possible, but the car still doesn't steer. So coming down the old home straight, and Webber is still in our sights, but I doubt we're going to be able to catch him unless we have some miracle turning of events, which means that the Toro Rosso is suddenly faster than the Red Bull. So now Raikkonen is behind us, and we are in 7th position, so if we finish here we'll get some good points towards the championship, and if we can just hold these cars back it would be good, because the guys behind us are very fast compared to us, and it'll be good to just keep the cars back and get some solid points. So I started on the option tyres after qualifying 17th, and thought it would be best to do the first stint on these option tyres to get the best first stint I could possibly get and try and keep up with the guys in front of me. But you can see there Raikkonen goes for the move down the inside, but I stick it around the outside and make sure I keep the position. You can just see the cars in front of me, I think it's the Red Bull of Webber and the Williams of Maldonado, they just fly away, and we really have no chance to get anywhere near them in this stint. And I do put in some pretty solid consistent laps, but we don't really keep it up where I wanted to be in this race. But this seems to be an off event for me. I didn't seem to do very well, but hopefully in the next race in Hockenheim I will do a little bit better. So skipping on to lap 4, and we've still got the train of cars behind us. Vettel actually had a spin a couple of laps ago, and that meant he lost the position. He's down to 6th now, and Maldonado is in 4th, and I think Webb will be in 5th. But you can see that I kind of move across from Raikkonen, and I was just trying to get the line for the corner. And when your car is so much slower than the rest of the other cars, you sort of don't remember how slow it is in certain places, and you sort of swerve across some places you shouldn't. But overall, this first stint wasn't too bad for me. I mean, I know I lost a lot of time to the guys in front of me, but I was trying to do the best I could, and I sort of kept it on the track and made sure I didn't cut corners massively to gain time and ruin the race for others. I made sure that it was a fair race. You can see that Raikkonen was looking down the inside there, but he didn't go for it. Now coming to the last couple of corners of the lap, you can see there's a corner cut by accident. And that corner there, the last corner, was wrong to really get right, otherwise you mess up a lot of time. But onto the pitting lap now, lap 5, and that means we dive into the pit lane. You can see about 4 or 5 cars in front of us dived into the pits as well. Hamilton sets the fastest lap whilst he doesn't pit, so going very slowly through this pit lane. It's very unusual pit lane in Silverstone, where the cars just literally cut a lot of the track off by doing it. Quite a lot of cars behind me have came into the pits as well, so that means that we shouldn't lose much time. We put onto the prime tyres. The Toro Rosso guys do a really good job. 4 seconds exactly for the pit stop time, and Vettel was just in front of us. But you can see on the left hand side of your screen at the bottom, the cars on the track are diving past us right now. We're losing a lot of places to the back markers. I think that was Massa as well. There's the Resta as well, so we're down to 16th position after the pit stop phase. So what I decided to do now is put it into the fast fuel mode in any second. I will switch it up to the fast fuel mode and make sure that I can get the best out of this first start of the stint as possible, because I've done this a couple of times before, and when I'm on the when I go onto the prime tyres, I'm really slow, so I lose a lot of time through people sort of pitting a lap later and jumping me. So I don't want that to happen, so I switch it up to the fast fuel mode and try and set some good sectors. And not the greatest sector one from me, as the tyres are still cold. You've got the cars behind me. You can see my Toro Rosso teammate Ricciardo on the map just behind me. And in front of us we've got Di Resta, who's getting held up by the back markers, so we could catch him if we have a bit of turn of pace. but I doubt that because we're quite a lot slower than him. And one thing I've had that's a bit of a trouble with the Toro, so it just seems to oversteer at every single corner. I never seem to hit the apex right. And you can see here, I try and hit the apex, I have to turn in really early to make sure I even get near it. And these sort of corners are really hard to get right because it's really just not the car for the job. And I think you can switch teams halfway through the season, so we will be hoping to do that and hopefully switch up to a bit of a better team and maybe have a bit more of a chance of points. But I kind of want to be faithful to the Toro Rosso team as they've done so much and help me get points in the early part of my season. So now you can see just in front of me lots of cars diving into the pit lane. I think we'll probably get back into the points after this, but we will be very, very close to some cars that are pitted a lap later and that are faster. For example, I think the Mercedes and I think there was also like a Force India and other cars that were very, very close to me on the pit exit. But you can see here, what's that car right there? It is Rosberg, and we're going to dive down on the inside, and we try and make sure we just get him on the brakes, but I think a bit of contact was made, and Grosjean, you can see there, is jumped us in the pit stops, and the rest actually has to still pit, so we will got the DRS there, and we probably will get the rest of his position when he comes into the pit lane in a couple of laps time. But for us, this is a pretty decent position after our pretty dismal 17th on the grid, so I'm kind of happy to where we qualified to where we are now. It's a pretty good sort of position ranking in comparison. So we're on to lap 8 now, which is a short clip of lap 8, and you can see Grosjean's pretty much pulling away, and we gained a position on the rest of whilst he just pitted. So up to 8th position again, and we'll probably get 4 points if it ends like it does now, and that's just some more points on the board, and hopefully it means we can get into a better team due in the end of the season, or maybe even mid-season, depending on what team actually wants me. Rosberg driving for the move, but for some reason just sort of good drives into the back of me, so that's a bit weird. Then we've gone to lap 12, and we're coming to the end of lap 12, and going on to the penultimate lap. Not the penultimate lap, we're on the penultimate lap. We're going on to the final lap of the race. So our aim for the last lap of the race is to get a good lap time in. As you can see there, setting my fastest lap of the race on lap 12, but can we get another one on lap 13? Who knows? We're in the fast fuel mode. We're going to do the most we can to get a good lap time in. Grosjean on 13.8 seconds. You're going to see that go up by the end of this lap. It's probably going to be about 16 or so by the end of it. But we're in the fast fuel mode for this first sector. Hopefully going to get a good first sector, so it means that we're going to have a good overall lap time, because that was my aim overall this race, was just to get a good lap time in the end. And it's quite a hard race for me, so if I got a decent lap time in the end, I thought it'd be good. And if I could get a faster lap time than the guys behind me, it might be good as well. So Grosjean gains about, I think that's about 8th or so, 10th in the first sector already, so he's flying in the first sector. Put it down to standard into the middle sector, where there aren't many long straights, so we could preserve a bit of fuel and have another fast run on the end part of the lap. And come down the old back straight, going into the old turn 1, getting it more or less flat out, having to have a little break into there. But even though we did run wide, we still got a decent sort of speed through there. And now coming through the Maggots and Beckett's complex at the end of the lap, this is where the car really, really fails, and we lose a lot of time through here. You can see the guys behind me close up immediately. Now we're going to switch up to the fast fuel mix once again to get another good sector through the last bit. We're using a bit more curves, 9/10 up on our fastest, so we're going very, very fast in this last sector, or this last lap even. And you can see there Grosjean's up to 15.3. He's gained about 1.8 seconds or so on this last lap. He's gained a lot of time on us. And then coming into the last couple of corners, I always find this one really hard, but putting into the standard fuel mode just to back there again to make sure we don't run out of fuel on the line. But we come across the line to a 38.3, I think that it was, so that was a pretty good end lap time from me. And that was an 8th position for me in the Toro Rosso, with Ricciardo finishing 18th, and not a very good race for him. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I really, really appreciate you all watching and enjoying the video. There's 4 more points on the board for the Toro Rosso team, and we did actually get 5/10 faster than Perez behind us. So you can see here the championship standings up here in a second. So yeah, thank you all for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Really, really enjoying career mode at the moment, and there'll be another episode soon. We're going to probably do 2 a week, and hopefully that's all enjoyable. So thank you all for watching, guys. I appreciate every bit of support and everything. Thank you for watching. As I said for like the 5th time, it's Alex, and I'm out of here. Bye.